ISIS attacks Kabul military hospital. Patients and medical staff were among the dead and injured after ISIS gunmen disguised as doctors laid siege to a hospital in Afghanistan. The attack at Kabul's main military hospital began on Wednesday morning when a suicide bomber detonated explosives outside the gates. At least 3 gunmen dressed as doctors had taken up positions inside the building. Armed with AK-47 rifles and hand grenades, they began firing. Members of the security forces rushed to the hospital, and a battle ensued that lasted for around 6 hours. All 3 gunmen were killed. According to authorities, more than 30 people died, and 50 others were injured. ISIS claimed responsibility for the raid, while the Taliban said it had nothing to do with it. The Afghan president condemned the attack, saying that in all religions, hospitals are regarded as an immune site. The military hospital is opposite the U.S. Embassy in Kabul, in an area patrolled by heavy security. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. For as long as most of us can remember, Afghanistan has been a theater of conflict.
Single UK sniper shot killed 6 insurgents. The British military has confirmed that in December 2013, a sniper killed 6 Afghan insurgents with a single shot. The 20-year-old UK sniper was defending a position in southern Afghanistan when he observed what appeared to be enemy activity near a tree line some 850 meters from his sniper's nest. After positively identifying the targets as enemy combatants, the sniper zeroed in on an individual carrying a machine gun. Unknown to the sniper, the target was wearing a suicide vest, which exploded as he was hit by the bullet. The blast was powerful enough to kill 6 insurgents, and the sniper was commended for preventing a serious attack on British forces. It has also emerged that the same unnamed sniper shot and killed a Taliban machine gunner at a range of 1,340 meters earlier in 2013.
Kabul suicide bomber caught on CCTV. Newly released security video shows the moment a Taliban suicide bomber entered police headquarters in the Afghan capital Kabul, intent on killing the chief of police. The video shows the bearded bomber dressed in an ordinary grey suit, carrying an unremarkable blue folder, and calmly take the stairs to the 3rd floor. The assassin asked for directions to the police chief's office, claiming he had something to discuss. He is understood to have worn an explosive vest under his jacket. Incredibly, not one of the police officers he passed was suspicious, and he was directed to the correct room. As it happened, the police chief was not in his office that day. Nevertheless, the bomber detonated his vest immediately after opening the door. The blast killed 1 man and wounded 6 others. The target, General Zahir, suspects the bomber was aided by an infiltrator who made it possible for him to slide past the heavily fortified security checkpoints. General Zahir resigned in late November, following a rise in similar attacks.
Her son was a police officer. The Taliban killed him. She decided to get revenge. A report from Afghanistan claims a mother and her family took out more than 25 Taliban insurgents after her son, a police officer guarding a checkpoint, was ambushed and killed. After finding the body of her son, the distraught mother, identified as Reza Gul, decided she would man the checkpoint in her son's stead. Reza Gul returned to her house, grabbed a weapon, and committed herself to killing as many of her son's killers as she could. Soon, Reza Gul was joined by her daughter, young son, and husband, and this brave family took up positions and girded themselves for battle. As the militants returned, they were met with a hail of gunfire in a battle that lasted several hours. The mother, father, and elder sister all shot and killed Taliban fighters while the young son reloaded the guns. At the end of the day, the family says they mowed down 25 Taliban and vowed to do so again should they ever return. This is said to be a picture of some of the family members involved in the battle, a family the Taliban may be wishing they'd never messed with.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Insider attack leaves U.S. soldier dead in Afghanistan. A U.S. soldier and an Afghan soldier died during a firefight in Afghanistan on Wednesday, despite current peaceful terms between the two forces. A group of U.S. Army soldiers was leaving a provincial governor's compound following talks between a U.S. official and the Nangarhar governor in the city of Jalalabad in eastern Afghanistan. A man in an Afghan Army uniform reportedly fired at the U.S. Army soldiers from an Afghan military vehicle. The attacker killed 1 U.S. Army soldier and injured at least 2 others. U.S. soldiers returned fire, killing the assailant. This marks the year's first death of a U.S. soldier in Afghanistan, following a military death toll decline since 2010 and an end to combat missions in 2014. Reuters reports the American military servicemen belonged to NATO coalition forces. An investigation is reportedly underway to determine if the attacker was part of the Afghan army or if he was just disguised as a soldier.
Afghan police kill bird thought to be carrying a bomb. Afghan police say they shot and killed a bird carrying a bomb in a region ravaged by Taliban violence on Saturday. A bird equipped with an antenna was flying over a police checkpoint on a highway in northern Faryab province on Saturday. Police began tracking it at around 8 a.m. They decided to shoot the bird after noticing the antenna. The bird exploded, scattering metal debris. Police reportedly found parts of what appeared to be a GPS and camera. However, footage obtained by NBC News shows that among the debris was a tag bearing a telephone number in Uzbekistan that appeared to indicate that the bird was being monitored by the Emirates Center for Conservation of Hobra.
Afghanistan's suicide bomb attack caught on tape. This extremely graphic footage was captured Thursday morning of a demonstration against corruption in Afghanistan's eastern province of Khost. The march of civilians and civic leaders continues on for some time. The explosion struck close to provincial leaders, including one of the lawmakers who helped organize the protest. Reuters reports there was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack.